The basics to creating a bard. First off, charisma should be your highest ability score because it's directly connected to how well you use your magic, and bards have a lot of magic. It's wise to increase your charisma to 20 reasonably quickly rather than taking feats. Constitution and dexterity are your second most important ability scores because they relate to how long your bard survives in battle. And you're not necessarily putting your bard in the front line, but you can still be shot at. Proficiency with a skill is not so important with a bard. It's far more flexible, and most of the classes don't have that kind of flexibility. So you can take pretty much anything. Although I will say that selecting skills that are related to charisma are going to make your bard very useful to the party as the party face, and a lot stronger and more efficient and effective. So skills such as deception, persuasion, and intimidation. You do not need to take all of them. You could just take one and then pick something else. And you get quite a lot of skills as a bard, frankly, compared to other classes. But the party face is often the bard. A bard is a support character class. Something to understand, it is better suited as a fifth party member. It is a jack of all trades, and it's really good at filling in the gaps if needed. Now, does that mean that a bard is a weak character class? No, it does not. What it means is that it shines when it supports and assists some other person in your party. When you use it in that way and you build your character around that, it will do far more. It'll be far more efficient and useful to you and for everybody else in the party. Okay, bards aren't weak at all. If anything, they are kind of like a powerhouse Frankenstein. Select Vicious Mockery as your damage dealing cantrip. I'm not even going to say give you a choice. Okay, there really isn't that many choices as it is, but Vicious Mockery is the one you want to pick up, and the rest of your cantrips should be utility cantrips. This gives you the best balance of play, lots of flexibility, lots of options. The kind of utility cantrips you want to look at are light. Mage Hand is probably way at the top there. Minor Illusion is excellent. You'll always find a way of using this, provided you have a dungeon master who is going to allow you to use illusions. Prestidigitation has many uses. It's like the Swiss Army knife of Dungeons and Dragons, and it does lots of little things, but they're very useful. Mending, there's not too many spells that actually fix things, so mending's quite good. And Message for sending telepathic messages as well. Very good cantrips. You only get 4 first level spells at your character level 1. So ensure you have the better spells, and I'm going to give two that I think you should just take outright. Healing Word and Sleep. Healing Word allows you to get somebody back on their feet at range. It may not do as much healing as Cure Wounds, but it's the fact that it has the range that's very important. And Sleep at low level will take out enemies very quickly. Goblins, kobolds, a lot of things that have very few hit points. You don't have to worry about attack rolls or saving throws, so Sleep is right up there. I would take those 2 before you do anything else. The other 2 spells that you select, you can select from your expanded spell list, or if you like, or the following options, I would say, and that is Comprehend Languages, Cure Wounds, Detect Magic. You'll use Detect Magic a lot. Disguise Self, Dissonant Whispers, Fairy Fire, and you probably want to try and pick up Fairy Fire at some point as a bard because you'll be one of the few classes that can actually have it. Identify, Tasha's Hideous Laughter is a very good spell. Thunderwave, again, a very good spell in terms of doing damage. Unseen Servant, also very good. Now you'll notice that some of these deal damage and some of these are just utility. And remember, you're trying to focus on things outside of just doing one thing. We don't want to be a one-trick pony, so spread things out a little bit. The best feats for a bard will generally be Alert, which means you don't get surprised and you get a bonus to your initiative. Lucky, where you can actually re-roll dice. Actor, because it actually doubles down on your charisma skill. Okay, your charisma skills, if you've got one, it will help you with this. Crossbow expert, if you want to shoot things from a distance, probably going to be very useful as well. Inspiring leader, surprisingly very beneficial for the entire party. You probably can't go wrong with inspiring leader. Moderately armored, if you're going to wind up making a bard that's going to be closer to the front line, or in the front line in fact, because they can do this. Resilient, to concentrate on your spells. Warcaster, for a similar reason, but it does a lot more. And then sharpshooter, okay, when you want to shoot things from a distance. And that pretty much covers everything that you really need to know in terms of the basics of a bard. Now, there are so many different types of bards out there. This is just the basics.